Here we are inside the site, and now what we're going to do is just go through the process of submitting a story for the day. Okay, so we have our 4 tiles. I have kind of roughly conceptualized a story that I think I can tell. It's terrible, just throwing that out there, but I'm going to just show the example here. So we're going to do coding, even though this is like probably a nefarious hacking type thing. I'm just going to use it for coding. And that's the key. You can interpret these things however you want, and the intent is for the community to leave you feedback on your story and be like, how dare you interpret things that way? Like, that there's no way, like if you did this, it'd be like, that is decidedly not a boat. But I mean, you could go for it and see what you get in terms of feedback, and they'll tell you, like, that's the goal. The goal is to either have comments or to have votes come back at you and, you know, say, hey, this was the most amazing thing I've ever heard. You know, you need to be a storyteller professionally, that kind of thing. So anyway, all right, let's do business jet Q. We're gonna do, we'll call this a Dickens novel, even though it looks awfully thin for a Charles Dickens book. And then this we're going to use, let's be super boring and call it a pair. All right. So again, interpretations, completely up to you. Now we're going to record. In this case, I only have one language present, so we're going to do English. And you can see this will be the first recording. You get a point for each recording that you submit. And if you do multiple days in a row, you start building streaks. Pretty cool. Let us record. And it opens up the recording setup. Again, you have your tiles on top. You can, if you messed something up, you can reposition, you can retag, and then you can set the publicity of your post, whether it's going to be public, which is where it shows up for everybody to see, or it will just show up in your profile page. And then this is a temporary feature. It's totally private just for you. I think we're going to remove that because it's meant to be something where you get feedback from the community. All right. So let me just take one last second to think about this story, and then I'll hit record. We're going to have 30 seconds to lay it down. Okay, so I had a big coding project that was due on Friday. And on Thursday, my buddy calls up and says, hey, I got a proposition for you. We got a client, a potential client over in Europe. Can you please hop on the business jet and go over there and land the deal? So I did that. And on the way, I polished off an entire Dickens novel, start to finish, Tale of Two Cities. And by the time I landed in Paris, I had also eaten a pear for breakfast, and I closed the deal, and that was it. Okay. So as you can see, it's kind of tough to throw it all in there in 30 seconds, and especially if you're learning a language. Bonne chance is all I will say. In any case, you do, I believe we have a 3-second grace period hardwired in there, so it's possible to see 33 seconds out of 30. But in any case, if you didn't like what you did, I mean, you can listen to the whole thing. I'm not going to do it now in the video, but you can listen, play, pause, discard, retake it if you like. In this case, let's just submit it. Done. And the yellow bar, which indicates incomplete for the day, will turn green. This will show complete. It'll no longer be a button. And now we have 1 point, and we've started ourselves on a 1-day streak. So keep it up. And then now that this has been posted, we can click into the Tails tab up here, and this is revealed to us. Before you've submitted this, the Tails will basically say locked, and you won't be able to access the other content. Now that we have submitted, we can see the English content. In other languages, they'd still be locked until, in the case that we had other languages, they'd be locked until we posted in those languages too.